All rise. The court is now in session. Let's start with an opening prayer.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Almighty God, we stand in your holy presence as our supreme judge. We humbly beseech you to bless and inspire us so that we think and say and will do in accordance in your will. Enlighten our minds, strengthen our spirit, and fill out our hearts with fraternal love, wisdom, and understanding, so that we can become effective channels of truth, justice, and peace. In our proceedings today, guide us in the path of righteousness for the fulfillment of your greater glory. In the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Honorable Judge Fernando Ranes presiding. Silence is enjoined.
You may sit down. What are the cases calendared for today?
First case, Your Honor. Criminal case number RFUA-CW-01-24. People of the Republic of the Philippines versus Ryan Pulutan accused of a crime of murder.
Are the lawyers ready?
Attorney Kristen Joymeras, for the prosecution, we are reading, Your Honor.
Attorney Rene Sonyo for the defense, and we are ready, Your Honor.
For this hearing, Your Honor, we are presenting our witness, Police Senior Master Sergeant Joseph Anahaw, a forensic photography expert.
Present your witness.
Police Senior Master Sergeant Mike Joseph Anahaw, please take the stand. Kindly raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, I do.
You may now sit down. Kindly state your name and other personal circumstances.
Sir, my name is Mike Joseph Anahaw, 24 years old, single, from San Ricardo, Southern Leyte. Presently employed at Regional Forensic Unit 8, Southern Leyte, Provincial Forensic Unit, Camp Alfredo Quibantog, Canto Reyes, Asin City, a forensic photography expert in both crime scene and evidence photography, with 6 years of experience in this field, and received an outstanding contribution to Forensic Photography Award, Internationally Associated for Correctional and Forensic Photography, last 2020.
Mr. Witness, since B1 or how long have you been working at PNP Forensic Unit?
I joined the PNP Forensic Unit last February 12, 2021, so this is now my 3rd year in service, ma'am.
When you joined the PNP Force 4 Forensic Unit, your position is Senior Crime Photographer, is this correct?
Ma'am, when I joined the PNP Forensic Unit, I started Crime Scene Photographer 1, and after 6 months, I was promoted as Crime Scene Photographer 2. And in about 2 years, I was again promoted to Senior Crime Photographer, my present designation.
Mr. Witness, as a Senior Crime Photographer of PNP Forensic Unit, what are your duties and responsibilities?
Ma'am, as a Senior Crime Photographer, my duties and responsibilities are the following. I take picture of person for identification purposes, places like scenes of crime, and things or object of evidence found, treat, and those submitted at the PNP laboratory for examination.
Is that all?
I also develop films, then print it into photograph inside the dark room, either black and white or colored, ma'am. Ma'am, additionally, I also take pictures of object and evidence by the use of special lighting techniques used for photographic filters or different color and density. Undertake of photomicrography and photomicrography and the use of invisible radiation like the ultraviolet and infrared rays.
Is that all, Mr. Witness?
Ma'am, in the company of PNP Forensic Unit and other personnel in field operation like was raid on illegal drugs, smuggling, human trafficking, illegal recruitment, illegal gambling, carnapping, kidnapping, and other criminal activities. I also take photos during surveillance.
Is that all, Mr. Witness?
I also testify in court when authorized or properly requested or directed, ma'am.
What else, Mr. Witness?
Ma'am, I also perform other works related to my position which may be signed by my supervisor from time to time.
Mr. Anahaw, in the performance of your duties and responsibilities, did you perform them well, or were there times that you committed some errors or mistakes?
Ma'am, in the performance of my duties and responsibilities, I do it to the best of my ability, but human as we are, I sometimes commit minor error or mistakes, and once realized or discovered, immediately those are corrected so those are no longer present in my printed final photograph.
If that is true, did you ever receive any award or recognition for job well done?
Yes, ma'am. Over the years, I was a recipient of letters, certificates, a plaque of appreciation or recognitions, and those are found in my employment record, ma'am.
Mr. Witness, and where did you learn photography?
Initially, during my college days at the Philippine College of Criminology in 2018, one of my major subjects in the College of Criminology is police photography, lecture, and both laboratory, ma'am.
You stated the word initially. Am I correct to say that this endeavor went continuously?
Yes, ma'am. Upon my employment at PNP as a crime scene photography 1, I had under the tutorship, supervision, and guidance of our chief and supervisors, who are already known as experts by the courts and professional organization.
What else if there are more?
Yes, ma'am. To improve, polish, and refine my knowledge pertaining to my work, I was given the opportunity to read and study books and magazines at the PNP library. The circulation of these magazines are limited to larger police and other law enforcement organizations, while the books, which are the foreign publication, are not available at big schools or public library because they are very expensive.
You stated earlier that one of your duties as a crime scene were at these places.
In various places, ma'am, inside a house or building, in an open field, and anywhere in the country.
Anywhere in the country, why is it so?
Ma'am, because the area of responsibility of PNP covers the whole territorial domain of the Philippines, and we have regional and district offices in different regions.
You also stated that you testified in court. How many times have you testified in court?
Many times, ma'am.
When you say many times, what is the exact figure? 10 times, 50, 100 times?
I could not remember the exact figure because I stopped counting by definitely more than 10 times already, ma'am.
On the day November 2, 2024, did you report for work at your office?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember what your activities were on this day?
Yes, ma'am. I was assigned by a supervisor to report to a case requested by Police Senior Staff Sergeant James Brian Bidon of the PNP.
Was this request in oral or written form?
Ma'am, the standard operating procedure of our office with regards to requests must always be written in our photograph request form to make it official.
Always, no exception?
Yes, ma'am. In some emergency cases, the request is made through telephone call or on a routine slip, and upon the directive of our chief or supervisor, we respond to it, but the photography request form will still be accomplished by the requesting party after the completion and have returned to the office.
In the particular case now on trial, do you have with you the said photography?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you show it to the honorable court?
Yes, ma'am.
If Your Honor, please may we be allowed to see this document?
Granted.
Mr. Witness, for the information of this honorable court, will you kindly read the printed and written words that appear on the photography request form?
Yes, ma'am. On top of the document is the letterhead of our office. Below the center is in a bold, all capital letters are printed words, photography request form. Lower right side portion is the printed date and written words, the date when the request was made. And on the left side, it is the printed words, photo number, and written letters, a number, RFU8-AW-01-24. Next are the printed word, specimen submitted Underwritten words, an alleged murder incident at BIR, Barangay Cumbadong, Asin City, Southern Leyte. At the lower right side of the document are printed words. Attorney Rensonio with his signature above and below unwritten letter RFU. On the left side are printed words, name of the photographer with written name and below at the printed words assigned by the supervisor, and of the lowest portion are printed word of number of copies received. 25 copies, 5 by 7, the signature overprinted name of Attorney Rensonio.
Is that all?
Yes, ma'am.
If Your Honor, please may I respectfully request the photography request form, all documents be marked as Exhibit 1 for the prosecution and the date be encircled as marked as Exhibit 1A, and a photo be encircled and marked as Exhibit 1B. The specimen submitted entries be encircled as marked Exhibit 1C. The entries on the requesting party be encircled and marked as Exhibit 1D, and the name of photographer be encircled and marked as Exhibit 1A, and the receipt by entries to be encircled and marked as Exhibit 1E respectively.
Granted. Mark it.
Mr. Witness, at the back of the photograph request form marked earlier as Exhibit 1 are printed and written words and figures. Will you kindly read it loud for the information of the Honorable Court?
Ma'am, the printed and written words and figures are the following on these, the technical data on the picture taking. Camera use, Nikon DC-29, exposure setting, auto mode, focal length of lens use, 35 to 70 millimeters, lighting used, sunlight and electron flash unit, distance of the camera to the subject from 1 foot to 20 feet, number of shots taken, 50 shots, number of shots printed, 14 shots, and of the lower part of the document, the names of person present during picture taking. Attorney Christine Joy Miras, the requesting party, Mr. Francis Agustin Flores, fingerprint examiner, Mr. Joshua Anyana, DNA analysis, Dr. Judea Perez, medical legal officer, Ms. Miros Cordoya, chairman, Barangay Cumbadong, Asin City.
Your Honor, may I respectfully request that the technical data printed and written words that appears at the back of Exhibit 1 be encircled and be marked as Exhibit 1G, and all the names under designation at the lower part be also encircled and be marked as Exhibit 1H respectively.
Granted. Mark it.
Mr. Witness, were you able to take pictures as you requested?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you print the pictures taken?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have them with you today?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you present them before the Honorable Court?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we will be allowed to look at the submitted photographies.
Granted.
Mr. Witness, I'm showing to you the photograph, one of those which you submitted earlier, and kindly inform the Honorable Court what this photograph represents.
These photographs represent the general view over the incident under that happened, ma'am.
What is the relationship of this photograph to the objects or subject as shown?
Ma'am, this photograph is true and faithful representation of the object as seen by the naked eye.
How sure are you that this photograph being submitted now is the same photograph that you have taken at printed?
Ma'am, at the back of the photograph is a stamped data, one of which is the photo number corresponding to the photo number in the request form marked as Exhibit 1.
Your Honor, may we request the photograph be marked as Exhibit 2? For the B, the prosecution, and B marking as the back will be marked as Exhibit 2A.
Granted.
After taking all the pictures and upon your return to your office, what did you do next?
Ma'am, when I returned to our office, I had the pictures printed.
Is that all?
wrote the photo number at the back of every photograph, then gave all the photographs to our receiving and releasing clerk with the photography request form for pick-up of the requesting party.
Is that all?
Thereafter, I went to our records custodian and had all the original image taken by the camera be transferred to a computer machine used purely for filing solely of those images, ma'am.
Is the operation or access to your computer open to every member of your office?
No, ma'am. Only the records custodian. Our chief and assistant chief are the only person authorized to access of the machine.
Not even is authorized.
Yes, absolutely, ma'am.
If there is a need for a copy of these photographs, what is the protocol that is being followed, if there is such thing?
Ma'am, another request form will be required for such purpose as approved by the chief. The record custodian will transfer the image in a universal series bus, flash drive, or computer disk and will be the one who will print the captured images into hard copy.
Your Honor, we have no further questions for the witness.
Defense lawyer, Attorney Rene Sunyo, start your cross-examination.
Mr. Witness, do you consider yourself as expert witness?
Sir, in some of my previous court appearance at different trial courts, I was accepted as an expert witness, but in this particular case, I leave it to the discretion of this honorable court.
How about your college education? Where did you study?
At the Philippine College of Criminology, sir.
It is the best school of your college degree.
At that time, sir, Philippine College of Criminology is the only school offering this course in the Philippines, so there is no comparison or competition, sir.
How many years did you finish your criminology course?
Almost 5 years, sir.
Was the added year in college due to your failure in some objects?
No, sir. I did not fail any subject in my college studies. The main reason was that I was working student, and because of the pressure of my work, I was only able to enroll 12 units per semester at the time, sir.
Mr. Witness, how long have you been connected with the PNP?
I am now on my 3rd year, sir.
During this period of your employment, have you ever been a subject for disciplinary action?
No, sir.
In this case, when you took the photograph, what is only upon the instruction or direction of the agent or the other experts?
On the technical aspects of picture taking, also what and where to take the photographs, I was upon my personal decision. However, it is part of our standard operating procedure at the PNP that after I have taken all the pictures required or needed, I still have to inform the agent on case the pictures I have taken and if there are no other pictures that need to be taken based on his knowledge and information, sir.
On this particular request, what was the camera that you used in taking this picture?
It is a Nikon CD28, sir.
And what does that mean?
The brand is Nikon and DC means digital camera and the 28 is the model, sir.
In this the best camera for this purpose?
This camera is the choice for professional photographer, sir. Although there are other brands with the same capabilities.
What are the features of the camera that made you think is the best for your work?
Some of its feature function in the autofocus or automatic focusing of subject and distance or the auto mode exposure setting based on the existing lighting conditions, sir.
Can an amateur or ordinary photographer be able to use this kind of camera?
Yes, sir.
Is your camera an SLR or single lens reflex? What is advantage over her type?
This feature is greatly preferred by professional photographer because of its capability and interchangeable of lenses, sir.
You stated earlier that you take picture with your camera at auto mode. Do you always use these settings at all instances when you take your pictures?
No, sir.
And what instances?
Depending on the circumstances of the photographic method to be undertaken, that I also use the manual setting mode. AP meaning aperture priority mode, SP or shutter priority mode, and B or bulb settings, sir.
You stated earlier too that the lens of your camera that was used in taking the picture submitted in macro zoom lens. Can you explain?
Sir, the term macro means the lens is capable of taking close-up pictures, or the word zoom means that it has a variable focal length.
Mr. Witness, does your office only handle criminal cases?
No, sir.
What are the other cases?
Civil and administrative cases, sir.
Who pay for your expenses incurred in these cases?
In criminal case, the government, sir.
What about in civil cases?
Basically, travel, board, and lodging costs and material use are paid or reimbursed by the requesting party, but only upon orders of the court which is allowed as to correspond to it, sir.
Can you give an example of this civil case?
Election protest, sir.
How about your professional fee?
It is not included, sir.
In this photograph, marked Exhibit 1, there are some objects with numbers on it. Are these things already just upon your arrival at the scene?
No, sir.
Does this number cover or hide from view some other subject?
No, sir.
How sure are you?
Because of the number were placed in my person, sir, and I have photographs showing the same scene before the markers were placed.
Can a digital image captured by a camera be manipulated?
Yes, sir.
Like what?
Example, sir, is that a mole on the face of a person can be erased, or likewise a face without a mole can be introduced, sir.
Personally, can you do this?
Yes, sir.
No further question, Your Honor.
No redirect examination.
3 or 4 questions, Your Honor. Mr. Witness, do you ever manipulate images of your photograph visiting your office?
No, ma'am. Under our SOP, we are prohibited to do so.
But you know how to manipulate image of digital images.
Yes, ma'am.
In what instances do you do this?
For personal photographs or photographs of friend, ma'am.
No further questions, Your Honor.
No recross.
A few questions too, Your Honor. Mr. Witness, if I show you a digital photograph, would you be able to tell me if the image has undergone manipulation or not?
Based on photograph alone, sir, I could not unless I was the one who took such photograph, or if I will compare the photographs to the original image captured by the camera.
No further question, Your Honor.
The witness is excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The court is adjourned.